All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something that might just flip everything you've ever learned about success completely on its head. It's this simple but powerful idea. What you can actually do is so much more valuable than what you just, well, know. Let's break that down.
This quote, it just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? It perfectly sets up this battle between the world of academics and the real world. So what really is the difference between knowing something and, being able to do it?
To really get this, we've got to be super clear on what we're talking about. It all comes down to that fundamental split between knowing something in your head and actually being able to use that knowledge.
Okay, so look at this. It lays it all out. On one side, you have knowledge. That's the theory. You can read a dozen books on communication theory, right? But on the other side, you've got skill. That's the application. Can you actually stand up and speak with confidence? Can you really listen to someone and collaborate with a team? See the difference? One is just passive information, the other is active ability. And boom, there it is. This really highlights that huge shift in what's expected of you. In school, they test you on what you've managed to memorize. But the second you step out that door, life, your job, your relationships, they start asking a totally different question. Life doesn't care about your notes. So let's look at some proof, shall we? We're going to dive into how some absolute legends across totally different fields built their empires. And spoiler alert, it wasn't just about the degrees on their walls. It was all about their skills. We're going to start in a pretty interesting place, Bollywood. You'd think it's all about raw talent, but it's an industry where that talent might get you noticed, but it's a very specific set of skills that builds a true, lasting legacy. So let's talk about Shah Rukh Khan. This guy was a total outsider. He didn't come from a film family, and honestly, he wasn't the most conventional choice for a leading man back then. So how in the world did he become the king? Well, it really came down to this powerful cocktail of skills, his incredible ability to communicate, that legendary wit, and maybe most importantly, his skill for creating a deep, real emotional bond with millions of people. These aren't things you learn in a class. They're skills he worked on and mastered. And that's the key takeaway, this powerful formula right here. His skill in commanding a room and just getting his audience, that's what created his massive influence. It's a straight-up equation for success built entirely on skill. Now, let's look at another icon, Amitabh Bachchan. His career has been anything but a smooth ride. I mean, his journey is a masterclass in how to stay relevant. He survived things that would have totally ended most people's careers: failures, rejections, huge slumps. And the lesson from his life is huge. It was his skill of reinvention, the ability to adapt his craft and his public image over and over again for decades, plus his masterful communication, that's kept him at the top for over 50 years. See, skills aren't just for getting started, they're for surviving. Okay, let's switch gears, from the big screen to the boardroom. You might think this is where academic knowledge is king, right? But even here, you're about to see that practical skill is the most valuable currency you can have. Think about Ratan Tata. He's not known for being loud or flashy. His legacy is built on something way more subtle, a quiet, ethical leadership style that earned him and his company this incredible global respect and loyalty. And this is a game-changing idea. We usually think of trust as some abstract personal value. But what this shows us is that trust is actually the result of a skill, the skill of consistent, clear, ethical communication. It's not about what you say you believe. It's about how you communicate through your actions, especially under pressure. And then you have someone like Mukesh Ambani. Now, of course, the man has immense business knowledge, but his real power, it lies in a very specific skill. His ability to communicate a vision so huge and so compelling that it literally mobilizes entire industries and changes the game for everyone. So here's the bottom line. A brilliant idea is basically useless if you can't articulate it. Ambani's success isn't just in having the vision, it's in mastering the communication skill needed to get millions of people to buy into that vision and turn it into reality. And this isn't just true for individuals building their own empires. The entire nation is starting to officially recognize that it's the real-world impact, the impact driven by skills, that often matters more than just academic credentials. Just look at this list of Padma Award winners. You've got Kailash Kher, celebrated for the incredible, refined skill of his voice control. You've got Raghunanath Mohapatra, a master sculptor honored for a lifetime of hands-on craftsmanship.
and Selamard Thamaka, an environmentalist with no formal degree, recognized for the skill of turning her mission into real, tangible action. They were all honored for what they could do. And this just nails a huge shift in our society. The country's highest honors are going to people who have applied their skills to make a real difference. The focus is shifting from certificates on a wall to the actual contribution you make. So, after all this, what does this actually mean for you? Let's make it personal. This is for anyone out there who's learning, growing, and trying to build something for themselves. Look, your degree is important. It might get your foot in the door. But who you are, your real value in the world, is defined by this stuff. It's about your personal toolkit of skills. This is what people will remember about you. More importantly, this is what they'll rely on you for. Seriously, just think about your next job interview. No one's going to give you a pop quiz on Chapter 7 of some textbook. They are going to be watching you, evaluating your skills in real time. Can you get your point across clearly? Can you work well with others? Can you step up and lead when you need to? Okay, this is it. This is the core message. I really want you to let this one sink in. Knowledge is the raw material. It's important. But skill is the engine. It's the thing that takes all that raw material and actually transforms it into success, into impact, into a life. So as we wrap this up, just remember this one thing. The world doesn't automatically reward the person with the most facts crammed in their head. It rewards the most effective person in the room. And here's the best part. Effectiveness isn't some magical talent you're born with. It is a skill you can learn, practice, and master. So the only question is, what skill are you going to start mastering today?